Hello everyone. So today I am going to be talking about my Ellevest experience. In the beginning of the year of 2020, I got this beautiful package in the mail from Ellevest, and they gave me this, and they also gave me a cute little poster here that I showed in the first video, and they also gave me a cute Ellevest card. So today I was gonna go over the pros and cons of what I liked about my experience with Ellevest. Alright, so I used Ellevest for half a year, and I got my card in January of this year, 2021, but I applied in December of 2020, so it took about a month to arrive. I don't know if that's the standard, but I think it was because of the holidays maybe. So from January until July, I used Ellevest, and I was going to originally use it for a year. However, I found that it wasn't really something I wanted to use anymore. So I want to actually go with the pros of what I liked first. So I think Ellevest is best for people who have no experience with credit cards. Anyone who is a beginner at credit. I personally wished that when I was just starting out, I knew about Ellevest and I could have built credit by having a debit card. There is cash back on the Ellevest card. If you didn't see it earlier, I think I'll get a close-up, but this is actually a world debit card. So a world debit card basically means that you can use debit like a credit. So that was one of the best things about it. I also love the website and the app interface. It was easy to use. I could easily go from my mobile to the desktop very easily. I loved the free articles about finance. They have a lot of women focused feminist articles. Well, they would talk about different financial situations. One of my favorite things they talk about was divorce, because it's very interesting to see like the statistics of how many women who divorced said that finances was a big issue for them. So I thought that was a really cool article. There's a lot of others that I really enjoyed. Another thing that I loved that was a pro is that you can actually round up your change and put it to your investment. I really enjoyed that part of it. So for my cons, I don't have a lot. These things can be fixed, but I just noticed them while I was using Ellevest. The cons. Ellevest was slow on transfers from my bank to the Ellevest bank, and then back from the Ellevest bank to the bank. So whenever you have Ellevest, you have to link it to an external account at another institution. So that means that you have to transfer money into it, and if you want to use money, you have to transfer a certain amount to cover the payment of what you're trying to purchase. And then I also had issues the same way, like if I was trying to get money out of Ellevest and going to a bank, I ended up having to wait a really long time. I would say about a week to try and get a transfer. That's a really long time to get a transfer. It wasn't the biggest deal, but it was something that I feel like could be improved. Another con is slow communication. The primary form of communication is by email, and when you email them, you have to get a ticket number for email support. So it's very slow with getting things. I would say about a week to a week and a half sometimes, especially if there's a holiday. It takes a lot longer as well. And another thing, this is not a big deal, but there was a membership fee. So if you want a card, you have to have at least the minimal fee of $1 a month, which is not the worst thing, but I also didn't benefit from it. So there are other services that are very similar to Ellevest that do not charge a membership fee for the same service, because Ellevest is a robo-advisor app, so it does similar functions like other apps that don't charge for a service. However, it does have the card, so I didn't think it was a huge deal, but I think for some people, $1 is a lot. Another thing is if you do not live within the US, you cannot use their services. It is only available within the US. So if I were to move to another country, I wouldn't be able to use it. And it's not for an international audience, so it's really just strictly in the US. That was my cons. Other thoughts I had about Ellevest is that I realized that it is a smaller company, so a lot of the things that were cons make sense about the slow communication and the slow transfers and, not being able to use it outside of the US. That is very much something I would expect from a smaller company, so it's not a big deal. So I loved my time using Ellevest. I really wish I found the company earlier. I think I would have used my account more. I only used it a couple of times. I used it for an online purchase. I used it for an in-store purchase, as well as using it for shopping. I never redeemed any of my rewards. I decided I actually wanted to put the extra change towards my investment portfolio. I did take all my money out and I actually canceled in July. So I have to say, ever since July, I haven't really felt like I've been missing anything. I actually used my credit card a lot more. Again, I strongly recommend Ellevest for beginner investors who do not have a credit card or don't want a credit card. It is a really great service because it does have a robo investor, so you as a customer don't have to do much. So if you do prefer to have a robo investor handling your investments, this is a very good service for you. So that was my thorough review of Ellevest. If I were to use this again, I would have a different membership. I would love to be able to have access to an IRA account. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet or not. However, I do think Ellevest was such a great company. I just feel like it was something that I couldn't grow into because I had already had a credit card. It wasn't really needed for me, but again, I really highly advise this for younger investors who are just starting out, especially college age students. If you're interested in trying to build credit and stay away from credit cards, this is definitely for you. Again, you don't have to be a woman to be with Ellevest. I would suggest this for anyone who just wants to get started If you like this video, thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.